Wow, hello, hello. Happy New Year to you all. I can't believe it's 2024. Seems an age since I've been on here, and it probably is a few weeks actually. Um, but so much has been happening, and lots of exciting things to talk to you about, and an awful lot of content that I want to get through with you this evening. So I'm not going to spend lots and lots of time waiting for people to join. As with all of my live videos, they will remain on the page. So I know a lot of you are in different time zones and like to catch up um, at a time that's appropriate to you. So I am just going to dive straight in because, as I said, there is so much that I want to share with you tonight, and it seems like a really good time to be joining you and hopefully giving you some really useful hints and tips. Certainly, some of my personal favourites, some of the things that I enjoy or have seen the most success from in my time with moon manifesting. Now, as you will have guessed, I'm flying solo tonight, so please do feel free to send me any messages and any comments on the page that you would like to do. But also bear in mind, I might not respond directly to messages while I'm talking. I tend to get into the bit of the flow, and then if I try and read messages as well, I get horribly distracted. But any messages that come through on the page, I will reply to. And if you've got something that you want to send through as a private message, then of course, please feel free to do so, whether that be tonight or over the course of the weekend, or indeed any time that is appropriate for you. I always get back to everybody. Give me a little bit of time. Again, depending on time zones. But as I say, feel free to share any stories that you might have experienced, any successes, any questions, anything you're not sure on. Just drop me a message, and I promise you I will get back to you. Now, what we are going to talk about tonight is manifesting your best year yet with the power of the moon. Okay. Now, everybody always sort of gets very excited when a new year starts, and everybody has all these great ideas and all of these different things that they want to do and achieve. But often, if you are still sort of holding true to your New Year's resolutions right now, then hats off to you, my friend. But if you're starting to struggle a little bit, then I am here as your moon manifesting mentor, because I'm here to guide you and help you to achieve those goals and resolutions that you have set for yourself. Because together, I want us to go on a journey of self discovery and abundance. Now, we're going to unlock the secrets of the moon that's going to enable you to manifest your best year yet. And I want you to think of this as a really sort of sacred space where your dreams, whatever they are, can start to take shape under the moon's watchful eye. Now, I am thrilled to be part of your journey, to share insights, tell you some of my experiences, and really the thing I want the most is to see you flourish and achieve those things that you most desire. So, let's talk about the moon and how it has captivated the hearts and minds of people for centuries. Now, it's not just in stories or poems, because you don't have to look very far at all before you realize that the moon has been a central figure in many cultures, calendars, and rituals for centuries. I've talked about this before, but think about farmers who plant by the moon phases, or the festivals that coincide with our beautiful full moons. It really is a universal language spoken by the moon and understood by humanity. And that's a lovely way of thinking about it. Right now, wherever you are in the world, if you look up at the sky and see the moon, know that I am looking at exactly the same moon. Now, I might be looking at it from a slightly different angle or maybe a different side, but the fact is, there is one moon that we all share. And regardless of our beliefs or our languages, we all see the same moon and we all benefit from the same power and magic. But realistically, how does this relate to us today in our modern world? Well, you can't get away from it. The moon's phases are like a natural clock. Okay, they're a guide for growth and reflection. So when the moon is new, it's time for setting those intentions. Picture it as a blank canvas waiting for your dreams to be painted on it. And then as the moon waxes or grows, it's time for action, for putting those intentions into motion. Start, formalizing some of your plans, get some action or traction, if you like, in terms of what it is that you're wanting to build. Then comes the full moon, which is a time of culmination and reflection. It's when you look at how far you've come. It's a time to make adjustments and express gratitude. It's a beautiful cycle and one that mirrors our own journey of personal growth and self improvement. Now, indulge me just for a moment, if you will, because I'd like to share a personal story. Because a few years ago, I began aligning my goals with lunar cycles. And for sure, I started off small, as I often advise you guys to do, setting intentions at the new moon and reflecting on the full moon. And it was like having a monthly check in with the universe. And when I did this and did it consistently, and that is a key there, the results, well, frankly, astonishing. Okay, I felt more aligned, more in tune with my path, and I saw tangible process or progress in terms of achieving my goals. And for me, that became such a game changer, and it really sort of set me on the trajectory of what I do now today. And trust me, it can be the same for you too. I'm not special, I'm not different. I've walked the path. Maybe I'm slightly further along the path than some of you, but actually, it is the same path that we all go along when we're on the moon manifesting journey. Now, tonight's going to be a little bit interactive. I'm going to set you some exercises and things just for you to try. Now, if you want to join in and do it while I'm on the live, then happy days, do so. But if you want to do it in a quiet space afterwards, that also works just fine. But I want you to think about something that you want to manifest, okay? It can be a feeling, a goal, an experience. But think about it and hold that thought. Now, I want you to take a look out at the moon tonight, or if you're watching at a different time, look at the moon when it appears. Or if you can't see it, picture the moon in your mind. And then whisper your intentions to the moon. Okay? Let it carry your dreams, because this is just the beginning, my lunar ladies. The moon, I promise you, is listening. That's quite powerful, isn't it? Now, what we're going to do from here is dive into how we can use each phase of the moon to manifest most effectively what it is that we are trying to bring about. Now, I've talked about this a lot, but some of you may not have heard this before, and it's always good to have a refresher, even if you are quite familiar with it. So, the new moon to the waxing crescent. The first quarter, the waxing gibbous, the full moon, the waning gibbous, the last quarter, and finally the waning crescent. Now, each phase holds a key to unlocking different aspects of your life. Now, as I said, I've talked about this multiple times. It's not necessarily going to be new information to some of you, but hopefully there are going to be some extra hints and tips in here that you can still pick up on as we go. So we're going to now take a look at exploring the lunar cycle, possibly in more detail than I've done with you previously. Now, as we journey through the lunar phases, it's really important that we start to clearly understand how each phase can influence our manifestation process and what you should be doing at what specific time. I need you to embrace this as some kind of almost like a sacred ritual. It's a monthly cycle of rebirth and growth. Now, some of you will have joined us on some of our live rituals, so you will have seen some of the things that I do. But actually, when I talk about a ritual, don't think that you've got to, you know, light your candles, burn your incense, bring in your herbs and spices, have your magic spells and your tarot cards and everything else. If that works for you and you like it, it's perfect. If you don't have those things at hand, you don't need them. It's just you and the moon. And how you choose to conduct these rituals is entirely up to you. So I will talk about rituals, but how you interpret that is as personal as your own DNA. So we're going to start, obvious place to start is the new moon, because that's about setting our intentions. The new moon is a time of new beginnings. It's when the moon is pretty much invisible in the sky. So you have got a blank canvas, and this is your moment to set those intentions. Write them down, make a vision board, meditate on them, however feels right to you. You could draw them, you could sing about them, write a poem, whatever it is. It really is like planting seeds in a fertile field. And remember, the universe loves you to be specific, okay? Be really, really clear about what you want, because if you give out mixed messages, you're going to get mixed results. And again, trial and error, you will learn this on your journey. But I'm just trying to sort of give you the hints and tips that help you to make your path a little smoother than it could otherwise be. Now, as the moon starts to grow, or the waxing crescent that we talk about, that really is your time to get busy. Start taking action. The moon is starting to show a sliver of light in the sky, and it is signaling for us to start to take action. Remember that small steps lead to big changes. And this phase is all about building momentum and getting some traction. So think about what can you do today that's going to bring you a little bit closer to your goal. Even if it is the smallest action, it is still significant. Okay? The person who sort of gets off their sofa and does something will always make more progress than the person who sits on the sofa and procrastinates about what they should be doing. Now we're then moving into the first quarter, and that really is about overcoming challenges. And, you know, I say to you constantly, very, very rarely is the path of manifestation smooth or instant. And we are given challenges, but in a way, I think that is for a very good reason, because it makes us assess how much we really want what it is we're asking for. And, you know, if we've got the tenacity and the motivation to find a solution to these challenges, then it's really proving it's the universe almost saying to us, are you sure? Is this really what you want? Now, when we reach this stage, half of the moon is illuminated. And as I said, it is the time when challenges often arise. But don't be discouraged, because, like I said, it is just a checking process. The universe is testing your resolve. Stand firm, adapt if you need to, and overcome these challenges. Use these challenges as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Okay? That's really important. It might mean that you need to take a slightly different route on your journey. That doesn't mean you should stop if it's what you really, really want. And I think the universe is testing you, because if you stop, then frankly, you probably didn't really want it that much in the first place. Moving on again to the next phase, what we call the waxing gibbous. And this is about refinement, okay? As the moon is growing fuller, you are being asked to refine your strategies. This is a time for adjustments and improvements. So assess what is working well, what needs a little tweak, and stay focused and trust that your efforts are beginning to build up and momentum is starting to occur in your manifestation process. Now, next we come to the full moon, and this really is, again, we've done full moon rituals with you guys before. It really is a time to release and to celebrate. The full moon is powerful. Okay, release what no longer serves you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and hold a ceremony. And that could be as simple as dancing under the moonlight, raising a toast to yourself, feeling the fulfillment of your efforts, whatever that is, just celebrate it. Now, I like, as you will have seen, I like to leave a gift for the full moon, but that could be a square of chocolate. It could be some incense. It could be um, some mixes of herbs that I think are fitting for whatever it is that I'm trying to manifest and trying to bring about. But again, it's not essential, but it's quite nice, isn't it? You know, you go and visit a girlfriend, chances are you're going to give her a bunch of flowers or a bottle of wine or a tub of ice cream or whatever it is. You very rarely go empty handed. Now, it's not expected that you take gifts, but it is always appreciated. And I like to think of the moon as a really good girlfriend that's on my side, on my team, and helping me to achieve the things that I am looking for. Now, once we're past the moon is obviously then starting to get smaller, and the next phase is called the waning gibbous. And this is all about gratitude. As the moon starts to diminish, reflect on your blessings. Gratitude opens the door to more abundance. Okay? Write down what you're thankful for or share your gratitude with others, because this phase helps us to understand that even in times of decrease, there is much to be thankful for. And you can always find something to be thankful for. Okay? I defy anybody who says there's nothing that they're grateful for in their lives. We then move to the last quarter, and this is about release. Okay? The moon is about half its size again, but it's waning, so it's continuing to get smaller. And it's a time to let go of habits or beliefs that are hindering your progress. Think of it as, I don't know, like a snake shedding old skin. What do you need to release in order to move forward? You know, we all carry baggage, and some of it heavier than others. But, you know, if it's something that's holding us back and if we don't need it anymore, let it go. Okay? I know it's not always that easy, but with practice, you will get more used to doing this. We then move into the waning crescent, and this is all about surrender. So, in this final phase, it's time to surrender. Trust the universe, trust the process. This is a period all about you to rest. It's for reflection and rejuvenation, and it's about preparing yourself for the new cycle ahead. Now, you know, if it's something small that you're trying to manifest, it's entirely possible that you've already achieved or been given really sort of solid, tangible evidence of being delivered what it is that you're asking for. But my suspicion is that most of us have got slightly bigger goals. And whilst it can happen that your goals can manifest in one lunar cycle, chances are it's going to take you a little bit longer. And I've said to you so many times in the past, you know, the end goal is, of course, where you want to be, but it's the journey of getting there that is the thing that you often remember the most as you're going along your journey. So now I want to invite you, I suppose, to share your thoughts. And you know, whether you want to comment on the page, send me a direct message, or even just think about it for yourself right now. Considering all of the phases that I've just talked to and the hints and tips that I've given you, which lunar phase resonates with you the most? Okay. And then think about how you plan to incorporate these phases into your manifestation process. And, you know, if you want some help with this, then as I say, pop it down in the group. Maybe other members have got some thoughts and ideas that might be able to help you, or we can give you some guidance, because This whole process is about allowing us to grow. We become so much stronger when we do it collectively as a community. Now, as we bask in the moon's gentle glow tonight, I'm going to dive deeper into its mesmerizing power. Because the moon, with its rhythmic cycle, is really a beacon of consistency over our ever changing lives. It's not just a celestial spectacle, it's a symbol of balance and renewal, and it's something that is there consistently for us that we can always reach out, talk to, rely on, call on when we need that help and support. Picture this. It's a quiet evening. The moon is hanging low and it's luminous in the sky. It's casting a silvery light over everything. Now, this image alone can have the power, and usually does have the power, to calm our minds, doesn't it? Because the moon's presence is soothing. It's almost, I like to think of it like a wise friend who's seen it all. Its phases remind us that life is a cycle of ups and downs, of growth and rest. And when you think about it in that way, when you sort of almost try and give the moon some humanistic forms and characteristics, it becomes easier, I think, to understand what we need to do, how we need to react with it. And like I say, I treat the moon like a friend. And that is, if you think about it, we've all got friends that, maybe you haven't spoken to your friend for a little while, but when you pick up the phone to that friend or you send them a message or whatever it's going to be, you're going to get exactly the same person back that you remember. And that is how I like to think of the moon. Now, throughout history, the moon has been surrounded by myths and folklore, and it's a testament to its impact on human culture. In some traditions, the moon is seen as a goddess overseeing the night and protecting those under her gaze. In others, it's a symbol of transformation or secret wisdom, perhaps. And these stories get passed down through generations, and they really highlight the role of the moon as a guide and a guardian for us. And that key message never changes, regardless of what the tradition is or the culture. The key messages surrounding the moon always remain the same. Now, I want to talk a little bit about emotional connection with the moon. Now, we all share a connection with the moon of some sort. Let me explain. Okay, have you ever noticed how a full moon can really stir up emotions, making us feel more introspective or energized, perhaps? You see, this is no coincidence. The moon's phases influence our moods and our feelings and often mirror our own internal landscape. Now, in the realm of manifestation, the moon is a really, really potent ally for you. It's definitely somebody that you want on your team. Its phases can be used as a guide, as we've said, for setting intentions, taking actions, and reflecting on our progress. For instance, as we've already said, the new moon is perfect for planting the seeds of your desires, while the full moon is a time to celebrate the fruits of your efforts. Now, I told you at the beginning, I wanted to share some sort of personal anecdotes and some experiences that I've been through. Now, this is one of those examples. So once during a particularly, I'll be polite, challenging time, I turned to the moon for guidance. Okay. I aligned my goals with its phases, starting fresh with the new moon. I released my fears under the full moon, and this practice really brought clarity and a sense of peace that I hadn't felt in my world for quite some time. Now, you could say, and you may be right in saying, that perhaps I hadn't been connecting with the moon as consistently in the weeks and months prior. But it was almost as if the moon cycle was like a dance, and I had finally learnt the steps. Now, with that, I will always tell you that the moon is not going to just magic everything up for you. And when I refer to it as a dance, it's almost like you step, the moon steps, you step, the moon steps, and you go in sort of synchronization. So you do a little bit, the moon matches you, you do a little bit, the moon matches you. Now the moon may move things far, far quicker than your steps, which is why I say, even if it's baby steps, don't worry, because your efforts are being seen and you will be rewarded. Now, I encourage absolutely every one of you to start your own moon journey. Okay, now you can start that tonight. Step outside and look at the moon. What phase is it in? How does it make you feel? Embrace these feelings and let them guide you in setting your intentions. Use the information that I've given you so far, and trust me, there's lots more to come. But, just write down how you feel under the moon as it is tonight. Now, as I say, I'd love to hear from you. If you felt a special connection with the moon, maybe it's a moment of peace under a full moon or a surge of energy from a new moon. I always love to hear it when you share your stories. So, if you've got anything you want to share, let us know and let us revel in the magic of the moon together. Now, the next phase we're going to move on to is your desires and your dreams. What is it that you are looking to manifest, or what resolutions have you set that you want to bring about in this new calendar year? Think about what you want more of in your life. Is it confidence, love, wealth, adventure, travel? You have the power within you to manifest these desires. And with the moon as your guide, that power is amplified significantly, tenfold, maybe even more. So, what I want to do now is delve a little bit deeper into the realms of desires and dreams. So, close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life that you've always yearned for. A life brimming with confidence, overflowing with love, abundant in wealth, and rich in adventure. Now, open your eyes and believe it or not, this life is just not a far off fantasy. It is, I promise you, within your grasp. And the moon, our celestial guide, is here and wanting to help you and light the way to lead you on the path that you need to take. But how, you're going to ask me now, how does the moon help in manifesting these dreams? Well, it is all about alignment and timing. Each phase of the moon holds different energy, a different key to unlocking parts of the subconscious and our hidden desires. And when we align our intentions with the moon's cycle, then we tap into a powerful rhythm that has governed the natural world for millennia. Okay? Now, we've talked a little bit about setting intentions, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper now, and we're going to sort of start to put a bit more meat on the bones, if you like. So, starting with setting our intentions, which we know we do during a new moon, when the sky is dark and the moon is just a whisper, is the perfect time to sow the seed of your dreams. Write them down in a journal, create a moon board. It's a bit like a vision board, but specifically for your lunar journey. And this practice sets the stage for what's to come. Now, we talk about moon boards a lot more in our membership program, but it is something that, you can go out and research for yourself, or again, you can create something that is meaningful to you, because this is your own personal journey. Now, as the moon waxes and it's growing fuller, your actions need to mirror this expansion. The waxing crescent calls for small steps towards your goal. The first quarter is for courage, facing challenges head on, and the waxing gibbous, well, that's for fine tuning your plans. And when the full moon arrives, it's time to release and celebrate. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, because as we've said before, every step is a victory and should be treated as such. Now, a little story here which I hope will inspire you. A friend of mine, let's call her Luna, why not? She was stuck in a rut. Okay, that's probably being diplomatic. Her life was challenging. Her dream was to start her own business, but she had fear. Boy, did she have fear. And that was really holding her back. But over time, she began aligning her efforts with the lunar phases, starting small during the waxing crescent and building up her courage and plans as the moon grew. And by the full moon, she launched her website, and it was a success. Now, she credits the moon cycle for giving her a structure and a rhythm to follow. And actually, it's interesting now, her business is successful and well established. But if you watch her actions and her sales activities and everything she does works very much still in line with the lunar phases. So now, my friends, it's your turn. So, what are your deepest desires? Take a moment to jot them down or simply just hold them in your heart right now and think about how you can align these with the moon's phases. Now, remember that the moon is a partner in your journey, it's a celestial companion on your personal path to fulfillment. The moon wants you to achieve the things that you want for yourself. Now, I'd love for you to share your desires, but I understand that often they are quite personal to us. But if anybody does, then let's discuss how we can use the moon's phases to bring those desires to life. And remember that in the community, the Lunar Ladies, we're here to support and uplift each other because your dreams are valid. And together, the power of the energy that we hold between us can really help your goals flourish, and you will see results far, far quicker than you can possibly imagine. Now, I want to take a few minutes now to look at some specific lunar practices that can help you with your manifestation. Now, again, these are things that we cover in much more detail in the Moon Manifesting membership. But I wanted to give you some hints and tips so that if you're not quite ready to join the membership yet, you can have a go and start doing some of these things for yourself. And then you'll know when the time is right to come across and join our community. But if you're ready to dive in right now, then I will make sure that the link to join the membership is posted at the end of this live. Now, the first thing that I always encourage people to do is moon journaling. Now, I talk about journaling all the time. I love journaling. It is so powerful. And yeah, I was going to say it's my guilty pleasure, but it's not. Everybody knows that I like to journal. So I'm going to challenge you now to start your own personal moon journal. Now, this is a sacred space for you where you are going to record your thoughts, your intentions, and progress throughout the lunar cycle. On each new moon, I want you to write down your intentions. And as the moon waxes, note your actions and your feelings. When the full moon arrives, reflect on your achievements and, of course, the challenges that you've faced on the way. And finally, as the moon starts to shrink during the waning, jot down what you are ready to let go of. Okay? And you will find that this quite quickly becomes a habit. We know that it takes 21 days for an action to become a habit, and we know that a lunar cycle is slightly longer than that. So if you can do this for just one lunar cycle, then chances are it will be a practice that you take with you. And when I reflect back on some of my moon journals, I'm amazed at actually what has happened and what has come about in really short periods of time. And it's almost like a validation, I suppose, which is something that as human beings, I think we all look for. It's that proof, that validation that we are on a journey and we are making progress to achieve the things that we want. Now, another thing that you could potentially start to do, and I would recommend, is lunar meditation and visualization. Now, if you practice these things, I would suggest that you find a clear night, sit under the moon and feel its energy and meditate on your intentions. Now, if you're in this part of the country right now, it's pretty cold. And you might not necessarily want to sit outside, but you could sit beside a big window and look out at the moon. Now, for sure, for me anyway, being out in the atmosphere, in the universe, makes these things much more powerful for me. But I'm not suggesting you go and catch pneumonia, because I'm sure that's not part of your intention or your bigger plan. But I want you to visualize your goals as if they are already achieved, and let the moon's and energy really start to amplify your goals and your visions, so that you almost start to put the meat on the bones of the things that you are wanting to bring into your life and to experience. Now, we have on this page before, we've looked at moon phase rituals, and these are something that I love to do. And it's something that, again, we do an awful lot in the community, because I think when you bring the power of multiple people doing the same kind of practice at the same time, of course, it amplifies the energy that is being produced. But creating small rituals for each phase of the moon is a beautiful thing to do. Light a candle during the new moon as you set your intentions, or perhaps plant something in your garden as a symbol of growth during a waxing moon. Celebrate your progress with a small gathering or a special treat during a full moon. And during the waning moon, well, write down what you're releasing and burn the paper safely, of course, as a symbol of letting go of those things that you don't wish to have in your life holding you back anymore. Now, another thing you can do, moon water, which is a really popular thing. My kids love making moon water. We do it. We have buckets of moon water because my kids get so excited by it. But all you really need to do is place a jar of water under the moonlight and use this water for drinking, for watering plants, part of your rituals, for bathing, whatever it is that you want to do. Clean your house with it if that's what you want to do, because it's believed to carry the moon's energy and can be particularly powerful during a full moon. Now, we always label ours so that we know when we've got new moon and full moon energy, and you can harness it further with crystals, herbs, incense, whatever it is that you want, that you feel is going to really amplify and give extra power to the energy that the moon puts into your water. Now, what I want to do, though, is make this journey more interactive and even more meaningful, as if that's possible, hey? We'll try. I want you to consider sharing some of your moon journal entries as we, I want you to start the practice now, and then potentially consider sharing some of your journeys and your entries later on. I'm going to encourage you to share your entries with the community. So, you don't have to be massively personal, but give us an idea of the intentions that you've set, what insights you've gained, and let's support each other on our journeys. And I am sure that we can come up with a really cool prize for the person who really inspires us the most, because, by seeing the success of others, it really helps. Somebody can borrow your belief until they've got their own belief. So if they see other people manifesting and having success and achieving their goals, then it really sort of gives them the confidence to carry on when perhaps their own journey is taking that little bit longer. Now, another thing that I love to do, and something that we do quite frequently in the membership program, is moon meditation settings. And we do these live. We meditate together under the moon, aligning our energies and our intentions. And trust me, it is so powerful. It's a perfect way to connect with each other and with the moon. And you're obviously harnessing the energy of all the people who are doing the same practice with you at the same time, even if they are trying to manifest something entirely different from you. Ritual sharing, maybe you create a unique full moon celebration or a special waning moon release ritual. And if you do that, share it with the group, because we would love to hear about it. Your creativity really can help inspire others. Now, for sure, I show you snippets of some of the things I do on this page. There's also an awful lot more of it on my other social media channels. And again, as I say, in the membership. But By sharing ideas, other people can learn so much from you, and indeed you can learn from others. Moon water experiences, okay? If you've made moon water, share your experiences. Tell us how you used it. Did you notice any changes in your feelings? Your stories, again, are incredibly insightful for absolutely anyone and everyone who takes the time to read them. So, they are some of the suggestions that I like to use to help, I suppose, amplify what I am trying to achieve and set when I'm putting my intentions out and when I'm manifesting with the moon. But, you know, chances are every single person who's listening to this live has got a missing piece, okay? You're searching for something. Whatever, whoever, you are searching for something. The missing piece that turns your dreams from where they are now into reality and fulfillment. And that, I think, is why I'm here as your mentor, as your friend. I want to help you harness the moon's energy to fill that gap and bring your aspirations to reality, to your life. So, what I want to do now is explore the idea of this missing piece, because each one of us has a unique puzzle of life. And sometimes finding that one piece can make everything just fall into place. It's that special something that transforms our dreams from mere thoughts into tangible reality. And guess what? The moon, with its mystical energy, can be that very piece, that one thing that you have been searching for, and that thing that's been holding you back. So I want you now to think of the moon as a catalyst in your journey. It's not just about the gravitational pull or its phases. It's about energy and symbolism, because the moon has been a source of inspiration and wonder for decades, for millennia. It's a silent witness to our deepest desires and a gentle guide on our own personal path to fulfillment. And again, when you look at it that way, it's possibly makes more sense when I talk to you about seeing the moon as a friend. When you Okay, I talk about aligning with lunar energy, but actually, how do we do that? Well, it begins with understanding. And this is why I make no apology for talking again at length about the moon's phases, its impacts on us, and how we can use this knowledge to our advantage. Because when we start living in harmony with the lunar cycle, we align our energy with the natural flow of the universe, and that is when the magic happens. So, as I say, I make no apology for the fact that I talk about the lunar cycles, and hopefully I give you different antidotes and snippets of advice each time I talk about them. So you're always building up a bigger picture, and your understanding of these phases is forever growing. Now, I'm going to tell you now about a lunar lady, one of our members, who found her missing piece through the moon. Now, she was like many of you. She was full of dreams, but she was really unsure how to bring them into some kind of reality. But with some help and some encouragement, she began to align her actions with the lunar cycle, and she set her intentions with the new moon, releasing doubts with the full moon. And slowly she noticed that changes began to occur, and her confidence grew. Opportunities started knocking, and her dreams began manifesting into reality. It was as if the moon had whispered the secret of the universe to her. And she now, again, is a complete convert and works consistently with the moon and its phases, month in, month out. And she is still living her best life. Her dreams and goals are happening. And actually, her goals are getting bigger and bolder. And she has no fear. She knows that they are going to come to her. But now it's your turn. So I want you now to think about, what is your missing piece? Is it confidence, clarity, or perhaps a specific goal? let's start to identify that missing piece together and use the moon as your mirror. Reflect on what you truly desire and how the moon's energy can work with you to help you achieve that thing that you are looking for. So once again, I'm going to invite you to share your thoughts, whether you want to pop it on this live now or send me a message later, or however you want to do it. But I want to know what you feel is your missing piece. And how do you think that aligning with the moon can help you find it? And then let's discuss and help each other uncover these hidden pieces of our puzzles. Because again, together we are so, so much stronger. Now, for sure, lunar alignment is more than just a practice. It's a lifestyle, and to be honest, one that I would wholeheartedly encourage you all to adapt. It's about syncing your energy with the ebb and flow of the moon and her phases. And this harmony can bring a sense of balance and real clarity into your life. Now, again, we're going to talk about the phases of the moon, but during the new moon, I would really encourage you to embrace the darkness. It's a time of potential. So sit quietly under the night sky or by a window if it's cold and envision your goals and your desires. This is a powerful, powerful moment for setting intentions that align with your deepest desires and aspirations. And this is not something that should be rushed. And yes, you can break it down into stages, or you can put the whole damn shebang on a piece of paper or shout it out to the moon, or whatever it is that you want to do and what you feel comfortable with. As the moon waxes, so should your actions. So break your goals into smaller tasks, and each night, as the moon reveals more of itself, take a step towards your dream. It's about building momentum, one small action at a time. Now, when we reach the full moon, we know that everything is illuminated, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? Use this time for self reflection. What's worked? What hasn't? This is also the perfect moment to let go of anything that isn't serving you anymore. Or if you've tried something that hasn't worked, it's a good time to tweak it and adjust it. Write down these thoughts, and if you're anything like me, then find somewhere safe and burn them. Burn those babies under the moonlight as a release ritual. Let them go. You don't need them anymore. They're not going to be holding you back. As the moon starts to wane, well, we know this is all about gratitude and rest. Turn your focus to gratitude and reflect on your journey so far, acknowledging your progress, and then rest. Okay? Everybody needs to recharge in order to then propel themselves forward again. This phase is here as a gentle reminder that rest and relaxation and reflection are key components of growth. So what I wanted to do now was give you some practical tips for personal growth, again, using the moon. So the first thing I would suggest is for you to create a lunar planner. Use a planner to track the moon's phases and jot down your related actions and reflections, because this is an ideal way to help you stay on track and visualize your progress. And, all too often we kind of forget and we miss something. We think, oh, I've got to wait till the next cycle. But actually, you can hop on board with this wherever the moon is in her phase and just tweak what you're doing to suit what the moon is doing at the same time. Another thing you might like to try is moon affirmations, creating affirmations that align with lunar phases. So, for example, during the new moon, use affirmations like, I am open to new possibilities. Repeat these during meditation or throughout your day-to-day activities. Another thing you might like to do is connect with nature. Try and spend time in nature under different moon phases and feel the moon's energy in the open sky, because nature amplifies the moon's power, which enhances your connection and just makes it feel so much more available to us, I suppose. Now, I'm going to set a lunar challenge for you now. So I challenge you to follow the moon cycle for one complete rotation. Share your experiences, insights, and transformations with this community, and let's embark on a journey together and support each other. Okay, I really want to be celebrating some successes with you guys. Now, as I said, any of you that choose to join our membership, you are most welcome to join me for live meditation sessions during key lunar phases. We meditate, set intentions, share our experiences because it's a really powerful way to connect and harness the moon's energy collectively. Something else that I like to do within the membership is what I call lunar art. Now, whether that be photography of the moon, artwork inspired by lunar phases, or a poem about your own personal journey. The moon loves creativity, and we would love you to share your creativity with us. So, by celebrating the beauty of the moon through our own artistic expression, we can not only showcase our skills and talents, but we may well encourage some others or inspire others to try things that perhaps they've shied away from in the past. Now, hopefully, you're getting lots of useful hints and tips from this live tonight. I realise I've given you a lot of information, but there is still more to come. So, for those of you that are still with me, then thank you. Now, the next part that I want to talk about again is manifesting with the moon. Now, we've talked about this. It is like planting a seed, but it's not just about chucking a seed in the soil. You need the right soil, you need water, you need sunlight. And in our case, the moonlight is our catalyst. Each phase of the moon brings a unique energy, and we learn to tap into this lunar cycle to nurture your dreams. So, manifestation and the moon are really deeply intertwined. Just as a gardener tends to their garden, we must tend to our dreams with care and attention, using the moon as our guide. Each phase of the moon offers a special kind of energy, an opportunity, if you like, to nurture our aspirations in many, many different ways. Now, again, we're going to be talking and reflecting on the lunar cycles, but again, looking at them in a slightly different way and understanding these lunar energies. So, the new moon, as we know, is all about new beginnings. It's our blank canvas inviting you to paint your dreams or set your garden. It's the perfect time to set your intentions and be focused and clear on what it is that you want. What do you wish to bring into your life? Use this phase to plant your seeds of your dreams. As the moon waxes and grows, so should your actions. The waxing moon is a time for building and growth. Start putting your plans into action and take those first crucial steps towards your goals. It's a time of energy and forward momentum. We then get to the full moon, which is our period of completion and reflection. It's when you should pause and look back at your progress, celebrate your success, and learn from the challenges. The full moon is also a powerful time for releasing what no longer serves us. During the waning moon, focus on letting go and gratitude. It's a time for releasing and clearing the way for new cycles. Reflect on what you've learned and how you can apply this wisdom to the next lunar cycle. Now, practical tips for lunar manifestation. Well, we've talked about lunar calendars where you mark each phase and plan your manifestation activities accordingly. And as I said, it's a great way to help you stay connected and conscious of the energy around you. We've talked about moon rituals, lighting a candle with a new moon or writing gratitude lists on the full moon. And we've talked about moon visualization, where you spend time considering your goals as if they have already been achieved. And we need to do that with the fullness of what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Who are we with? How do we celebrate? What's our next goals? And really sort of, really, as I keep saying, put the meat on the bones. Because manifestation and the moon, I'm sure you've gathered by now, are deeply, deeply entwined. And we need to tend to our dreams with care and attention, using the moon as our guide. So, hopefully I'm starting to really give you some great hints and tips here on what you can be doing. And what I want to do now is look at your transformation. So we're kind of fast forwarding here a little bit, if you like. So I want you to imagine that transformation is waiting for you, a life filled with everything you've ever wanted. It's not just a dream, it's a reality that is within your reach. I want you to feel that excitement, that rush of knowing that what you want is entirely possible. Now, let's delve into the essence of transformation, because it's a journey, not a destination. And that's something you will hear from me probably on almost every live I ever do. And with the moon as our guide, this journey takes on a magical quality. The transformation we're talking about here is profound, reaching into the depths of your being and reshaping your life from the inside out. Now, what I want to do now is look at embracing change that you will experience, again in accordance with the lunar cycles. So, again, we're going to talk about the phases of the moon, but we're going to look at this as we are transforming and getting closer to achieving our goals. So, with the new moon, new beginnings, and each new moon is offering us a chance to start afresh. So, embrace the opportunity to reinvent yourself, set new goals, stretch yourself further, and embark on new adventures, because we are never ever going to reach a final destination in this life. Whenever you achieve your goals, there's always going to be new ones, or you're wanting to stretch it further. If you want to make £5,000 a month, once you've achieved that, maybe your next goal is £10,000 a month, 20, 30, whatever that may be. You want to travel to a certain country, once you've seen that, you're going to want to go somewhere else. Whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, there is always a next step on from that. And that is when you should really start to think of those things in the new moon and really get daring and go big, make those goals audacious and almost, I think it's quite good when your goals frighten you a little bit, because that makes you really sort of double down and work that much harder. With the next phase, obviously, it's all about growing with the moon. So as the moon waxes, your efforts, as you know, begin to bear fruit. It's a period of growth where the changes that you initiated start to manifest in more tangible ways. And it's about building on these foundations that you've laid and watching your dreams start to take shape. Obviously, as you know, at this point, we're talking about your transformation. Full moon realization. Well, this is when the moon is full and bright, and it's time to celebrate your achievements. You have done it. It's also a time to reflect on what has been revealed to you during this cycle, because the full moon also shines a light on the path that you have traveled, illuminating your successes and the lessons that you have learnt along the way, which hopefully is going to guide you and make your next set of manifestation goals a little bit easier to go through. Then, obviously, as the moon starts to wane, it's a period for release and letting go of what no longer serves you, making room for the new growth. And this phase is about clearing out the old to make way for the new. So we are actually working through a different phase of our manifestation, but we are still using the same lunar phases to support us on what it is that we are trying to achieve. So when we're going through transformation, tips and practical steps that you might like to consider to support you is reflective journaling. So this is a journal dedicated to your transformation, where I want you to write down your feelings, your experiences, and insights gained during each phase of the moon. Moon affirmations, creating affirmations that align with your transformational goals, and repeat these during each moon phase to reinforce your intentions and really maintain your focus on the journey that you are embarking on. Celebration rituals then come with the full moon, and these can be as simple as a special meal during the full moon or a gathering with friends to share your successes and really celebrate all that it is that you have achieved. And of course, don't forget to show your gratitude. Now, here, the interactive part for you is, let's get excited. Share your transformational stories with our community. How has aligning with lunar cycles helped you grow and change? Your story could be the absolute inspiration that somebody else is searching for right now. So don't hold back. Share those stories with us. Now, in terms of moon transformation challenges, it's great in our membership. We participate in monthly challenges focused on personal transformation, and each challenge is aligned with a moon phase and designed to help you make the most of its energy. That's something that is really, really popular in our membership community. Now, the other thing that we do in our membership community is live Q&A sessions where we can discuss our transformation journey, answer questions, and offer support. It really is a wonderful way to connect and learn from each other. So, we have hopefully tonight given you a bit of an insight into how we can use the moon in different stages of our resolutions, goal setting, goal achieving, whatever it is that you want to do. But for those of you who are new and maybe feel a little bit overwhelmed, what I want to do now is strip it right back and look at the first steps to moon manifesting. And even if you're a seasoned moon manifester, I'm sure there's bits and pieces from this section here that you're going to learn from. So we're going to start simple. I want you first of all to notice the moon as it is tonight. Is it full? Is it a crescent? This observation is your first step. You are connecting with the moon and in turn connecting with your inner power. Starting on this journey of moon manifesting is an exciting venture. You should feel excited. It's about turning to the natural rhythms of the universe and tapping into a power that has been revered for centuries. So what I want to do is break down these first steps and make them as impactful as we possibly can for anybody who is new to this process. So we've started by observing the moon, and moon gazing is what I like to call it. It all starts with observation. So tonight, take a moment to look at the moon. What phase is it in? Is it thin, crescent? Is it gloriously full? The simple act of observation is the first step in synchronizing your energy with the moon. Then I want you to think about recording your observations. Maybe keep a moon diary or a note on your phone and jot down the date of the moon phase and how you feel. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns in your emotional and your physical energy levels, and they will correspond with different phases of the moon. As you observe the moon, take deep breaths and imagine drawing in the moon's energy. Visualize this energy as a silver light that is filling you with a calm sense of clarity. This is a moment of connection, not just with the moon, but with the universe at large. Now, setting your intentions under a new moon can be exciting, but it can be a little bit intimidating, and we want to try and give you comfort and confidence when you're doing this. So utilize the power of the new moon to set your intentions. Write them down in a dedicated space and speak them out loud under the moonlight. It's a really powerful way to put your desires out there and let the universe know what you want and how serious you are about achieving it. As the moon waxes towards a full moon, track the progress of your intentions and celebrate the small victories and reflect on the challenges that you may be facing. Adjust the course that you're taking if you need to. Just make tweaks and see what works and what doesn't. We then get to the point of reflecting and releasing. When the full moon arrives, it's time to reflect what has come to fruition, what needs to be let go of. Use this time to release any doubts and fears, allowing the moon's energy to cleanse and rejuvenate your spirits. Now, what's really, really nice to do is, if you guys again feel comfortable to do so, is to share your moon observations and create hashtags for the community. So it could be something like my moon manifesting journey. And then we can all engage with those posts. And this not only is going to help us build a sense of community, but will also help everyone else feel connected to the lunar cycle and will encourage us to share the successes of people within our community. Now, within our monthly membership, we do host live sessions during the new moon for collective intention setting. And it would be wonderful for some of you to join us and share your intentions so that we can support you with these powerful rituals and just give you that sort of adrenaline shot that you might be looking for at the start of your journey. We also have full moon reflection events, which is a space for members of our membership to share their progress, their releases, and their insights. And celebrating the full moon as a community really sort of embraces the energy and amplifies it onto a whole new level. Now, whether you're a member of our um, membership or not, I want you to know that you are not alone on this journey. The community of Lunar Ladies, both here on Facebook and within the membership, are here to support and uplift each other. So share your dreams, listen to others, and feel the strength of our collective energy because together we are so much stronger. My aim is to build a community, especially one centered around the profound journey of lunar manifesting, because it is exciting and it is the surest way for you to live your best life. This is where connections are made, support systems are built, and collective wisdom flourishes. So, I really want to foster a space where every lunar lady feels heard, supported, and inspired, whether it's on this page or whether it is within the membership group. I just want to really harness that because there is strength in our collective energy, whether that be group manifestation activities, community challenges, guest speakers and workshops. There is so much that can be taken from this. Now, going forward into this year, we're going to have a lot more interactive elements for audience engagement. So, things like member spotlights, where we feature stories from community members more regularly. And this could be a form of an interview, written testimonials, social media shout outs. It's really just a way to acknowledge the diverse journey within the community and to learn from each other. We're also going to have community feedback sessions where we hold periodic sessions for community members to share their thoughts on what they'd like to see more of, what's working well, and what can be improved. Because I can only help you on your journey if I know what it is that you are looking for. And this ensures that the community evolves in a way that serves everyone best. So if there's something you're looking for, let me know because we can certainly try and work something out along that. We're also looking to encourage collaborative projects among community members, and this could be anything from a collective moon art project to a compilation of moon inspired poetry. It's a beautiful way to harness the collective and creative energy of the group. Now, I want to hear from you. What are you looking to manifest this year? Let's discuss and find ways to integrate the moon's power into your specific goals because I really want you to look back on this year and know that this was the year where your change started. Now, with that, I'm going to thank you, my beautiful lunar ladies, for sharing this time with me. We've been a little over the hour tonight, but hopefully, you will really have got some profound wisdom and lots of hints and tips from this. And I'm really looking forward to going back, reading your comments, whether that be on the page or messages or emails, however it is you decide you want to communicate with me. Remember, the moon the moon is always with us. It's a symbol of hope and a source of power. So embrace its energy and let's collectively make this your best year yet. Now, I'm going to send you lots of love and blessings, and I look forward to connecting with you all again very, very soon. Good night.